So in this particular session, we will study about the numerical on the bending stress. For this unit, we have referred some books, textbooks and the reference books. So at the end of the session, learners will be able to solve the numericals on bending stress. So first, we'll just recap the what is moment of inertia. By definition, the moments of the inertia of a differential area dA about the x and y axis are d of ix into y square into dA and d of the iy will be equal to x square into dA respectively. For the entire area A, the moments of inertia are determined by the integration, that is ix will be equal to integration of y square dA and iy will be equal to integration of x square dA. So the moment of inertia is a geometric property of an area that is used to determine the strength of structural member or the location of a resultant pressure force acting on a plate submerged in a fluid. It is sometimes referred as second moment of area about an axis because the distance from the axis each area element is square. If the moment of inertia of an area is known about its centroidal axis, then the moment of inertia about the corresponding parallel axis can be determined using the parallel axis theorem. So we will see the parallel axis theorem. The parallel axis theorem states that the moment of inertia Ia of an area with respect to any given axis is equal to the moment of inertia Ibb of that area with respect to the centroidal axis bb dash, that is parallel to AA dash, plus the product of area and the square of the distance d between the two axes. So Ia dash will be equal to Ibb plus AH square. So this is H. This formula can be used to determine the moment of inertia Ibb of an area with respect to the centroidal axis bb dash when its moment of inertia Ia with respect to parallel axis AA dash is known. In this case, however, the product AH square should be subtracted from the known moment of inertia. So this is a numerical, that is a cast iron bracket is subjected to bending as a cross section of I formed with the unequal flanges. The dimensions are shown in the figure. Find the position of the neutral axis and moment of inertia of the section about the neutral axis. If the maximum bending moment is 40 meganewton into millimeter, determine the maximum bending stress. What is the nature of the stress? So we have a cantilever beam on that a load is acting. So due to that the bending moment will be developed, and then the maximum bending moment is 40 meganewton into millimeter. See the I section having unsymmetrical sides. It is symmetrical about the vertical axis. So first let us calculate the center of gravity CG of the section. Y bar is the distance of the CG from the bottom face. So you can find out the Y bar either from the bottom side or from the top side. A1, A2, A3 are the area of the part 1, 2, 3 respectively, and Y1, Y2, Y3 is the distance of CG of part 1, 2, 3 from the bottom face. Suppose this is the part number 1. We have to find out the CG of the part number 1 from the bottom side, that is height is 50, so CG will be at 25 millimeter. Area will be equal to 130 into 50 millimeter square. Similarly, for the second part, the CG of the second part is this 50 plus 200 by 2. 200 is height, so 200 by 2, that is 150 millimeter CG from the bottom side. Area will be 200 into 50 millimeter square. Then the third part, the CG of the third part is from the bottom side, that is 50 plus 200 plus 50 by 2 is 25, so total is 275 millimeter. Area is 200 into 50 millimeter square. So we have find out the area and the y of the distance of the CG from the bottom side. Then we can find out the CG of this section. So that can be find out A1 into Y1 plus A2 into Y2 plus A3 into Y3 upon A1 plus A2 plus A3. So we put all the value in this formula and then find out Y bar. Y bar is 166.51 millimeter from the bottom face. So this is the location of the neutral axis from the bottom face. So after finding that, we'll find out the moment of inertia of each part. Moment of inertia of the first part. So that will be find out by B1 D1 cube by 12 plus A1 H1 square. So B1 is the dimension which is horizontal. This is horizontal dimension B1. Vertical dimension will be equal to D1. Then area we know H1 is the distance. H1 is the distance between y bar and the neutral axis and the CG of the part number 1, that is y bar minus y1. Y bar is 166.51 minus 25, so it will give the H1 distance. D1 is 50, so we'll put the value. So we'll get the H1 is 141.51 millimeter. From this is the distance between neutral axis and the CG of the part number 1. Put the value and find out the answer. This is the Ixx1, moment of inertia of the part number 1. Similarly, this is the part number 2. So here we have made the changes, that is B2 is what is the dimension which is parallel to the horizontal, that is B2, and vertical dimension is D2. So moment of inertia of part 2 will be equal to B2 D2 cube by 12 plus A2 H2 square. So whatever the dimension which is horizontal will remain as B2. Vertical dimension, that is this vertical dimension cube by 12. B2 is 50, H2 is Y2 minus Y bar. It is the distance between, H2 is the distance between CG and the neutral axis. CG of the part number 2 and the neutral axis of the combined section. So we'll use the formula and put the value in the formula. So this is the value of Ixx2, moment of inertia of the part number 2. Then we'll find out the moment of inertia of the part number 3. That is B3 D3 cube by 12 plus A3 H3 square. So B3 is the dimension which is horizontal, and D3 is dimension which is parallel, which is vertical. So B3 is 200, H3 is Y3 minus Y bar, D3 is 50, H3 is 108.49 millimeter. We'll put all the value and then find out the values. After that, we have to add all the moment of inertia so that we can find out the moment of inertia of all the 3 sections. So that is equal to 2.84 into 10⁸ millimeter raised to 4. This is a cantilever beam and we apply the load at the free end. So we are getting the tension on the top layer and bottom on the compression. On the bottom there is a compression. So tensile bending stress will be observed on the top layer, and compressive bending stress will be observed on the bottom layer. So this is the section. We'll use this formula, M upon I will equal to sigma upon Y will equal to E by R. In this formula we'll put the values and then find out the sigma, tensile bending stress. We will find out the sigma. We know the value of bending moment, we know the value of I, we know the value of Y. So sigma T, tensile bending stress, will be equal to M upon I into Yt. Yt is the distance of the neutral axis from the top side, that is 133.49. So that is the tensile bending stress. Similarly, compressive bending stress is at the bottom side. So we have to find out what is the distance of the bottom side from the neutral axis. So that is 166 from 0.51. So it will give the value of compressive bending stress. So this is a Yt distance and this is Yc distance. So from that we will plot the value. So at the positive bending stress will be drawn at the right hand side and the negative bending stress will be drawn at the left hand side of this. Sigma T is 18.58 Newton per millimeter square and sigma C 23.37 Newton per millimeter square. So normally this sigma T is tensile because it is positive, so positive will be there. Sigma C is compressive, so we have to add the negative sign.